Historical mysteries that sound fake but aren't. Hello guys, today we will know about the city of London in the year 1888. We shall explore the quiet mysteries of the East End, stories that seem impossible, yet were the heavy reality of the people who walked these stones. This narration is designed to help you relax, to help you fall into a deep and restful sleep. As the fog rolls in from the Thames, we will look at the lives that time nearly forgot. The ordinary people who lived through extraordinary silences. There is a mystery in the way the fog sits, a quiet suspense in the damp air, but we are safe here, we are only observers in the night. The streets are very narrow. They are paved with uneven cobbles that shine like wet silk under the gaslight. The fog is thick. It is a yellow, heavy mist that smells of coal smoke and river salt. It muffles the sound of the world. Every footstep is a soft thud. Every breath is a visible cloud. The lamps flicker with a low, rhythmic hum, a steady sound for a steady night. The houses are small and lean together. They look like tired old men resting against one another. Inside, the rooms are cramped and dark. The walls are stained with the soot of 1,000 fires. A coal fire burns low in the hearth. The embers are a deep, pulsing red. They cast long shadows that move slowly across the floor. The warmth is a dry warmth. It smells of dust and old wood. The people are beginning their evening meals. It is a simple time for simple food. There is thick, crusty bread. It is torn slowly by hand. There is porridge in heavy ceramic bowls. It is gray and warm and filling. Perhaps there is a small piece of salted mutton, or a few boiled carrots from the street market. They eat in silence. The only sound is the scrape of a spoon. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Their clothing is plain and very worn. It is made of heavy wool and thick cotton. The colors are the colors of the earth, browns and grays and deep, dark blues. The fabric is rough against the skin. It has been mended many times. A patch on the elbow, a new stitch in the hem. These clothes carry the history of the day's labor. They are heavy with the moisture of the fog. The mystery of the day begins in the early morning, when the sky is the color of a bruised plum. The city wakes up with a slow, grinding sound, the sound of iron wheels on stone. The traders are moving their carts toward the markets. The horses breathe heavily. Their breath is a white steam in the cold air. The wagons are filled with heavy sacks, sacks of flour, sacks of coal, sacks of secrets. Children are awake before the sun. They have many chores to do in the dim light. They fetch water from the communal pump in the courtyard. The handle of the pump is cold and iron. It creaks as it moves up and down. Creak, splash, creak, splash. They carry the heavy buckets with small, steady hands. They do not complain. The work is simply what must be done. Some children attend the charity schools. They sit on long, hard wooden benches. The air in the schoolroom is cold and smells of chalk dust. They write their letters on small slates. The scratch of the slate pencil is a sharp sound. Scratch. Scratch, scratch. They repeat their lessons in a low, monotonous drone. The teacher's voice is steady. The teacher's voice is calm. The room is a place of order. Work is the rhythm of the city. It is a slow and repetitive rhythm. The shopkeepers sweep their doorsteps with straw brooms. Brush, brush, brush. They arrange their goods in the windows. jars of dried herbs, tins of tea, rolls of heavy calico. The shops are dark inside, the air is still. The smell is a mixture of peppermint and sawdust. Street laborers move with slow, heavy steps. They clean the stones of the city. They move the mud and the debris with wide shovels. Their movements are methodical. They do not rush. They move like the tide, slow and inevitable. They wear heavy caps to keep the damp from their hair. They wear thick boots to keep the cold from their bones. The mystery of the penny sit-up is a reality here. In the cold nights, the poorest find shelter in the casual wards. They pay a penny to sit on a long bench. A rope is tied across the front to keep them from falling over as they sleep. They sleep sitting up, a row of tired souls leaning on a rope. It sounds like a fiction, but it is the truth of the cobbles. It is the mystery of how they survive. The transport is limited to the strength of the beast. The horses are the heart of the city. They are large, heavy animals with gentle eyes. Their hooves make a rhythmic beat on the stones. Clop, clop, clop. The harness leathers creak. The wooden frames of the carriages groan. The drivers sit tall and still. They are part of the machine of the morning. In the market, the voices are low. The haggling is done with a quiet intensity. A penny for the greens. 2 pence for the loaf. The coins are smooth and cold. They change hands quickly. The clink of the copper is a small, bright sound. The market smells of wet hay and crushed cabbage. It is a place of survival. It is a place of steady, quiet life. The mystery of the dust heaps is another truth. Men and women sift through the great mounds of ash and refuse. They look for bits of bone. They look for scraps of metal. They look for anything that can be sold for a farthing. They move the ash with slow, patient fingers. They are the sifting shadows of the city. They find what the world has thrown away. Houses are cleaned with a steady hand. The floors are scrubbed with sand and water. The woman of the house moves on her knees. Scrub, rinse, dry. Scrub, rinse, dry. It is a meditative motion. It calms the mind. The water in the bucket turns gray. The sand grits beneath the cloth. The home is small, but it is kept with a fierce, quiet pride. Midday brings a small pause. The laborers sit on the curbs to eat. They have a crust of bread and a piece of hard cheese. They wrap the food in a cloth. They chew slowly. They watch the fog drift through the alleyways. The fog never truly leaves. It only thins and thickens like a living thing. It hides the tops of the buildings. It softens the harsh edges of the world. The mystery of the pure finders is a strange reality. They walk the streets with a bucket and a single glove. They collect the droppings of dogs for the tanneries. It sounds fake. It sounds like a tale, but it is the daily work of the ordinary. They walk miles and miles, their eyes on the ground, searching for the small things that bring a small wage. As the afternoon fades, the light becomes a dull orange. The sun is a pale disk behind the smoke of a million chimneys. The city begins to turn inward. The shopkeepers pull in their shutters. The wood scrapes against the stone. The iron bolts slide into place. Clack. The day is closing. The night is stretching its long, gray limbs. Evening brings the lamplighter. He moves with a long pole and a steady pace. He reaches up to the glass lanterns. A small flame catches. The gas hisses softly. SSSSSS. The light blossoms like a pale yellow flower in the dark. He moves from post to post, leaving a trail of stars in the fog. He is the weaver of the evening. He is the keeper of the light. Children return from their chores or their schools. They huddle by the hearth to warm their hands. The fire is the center of the world. They watch the flames lick the soot on the bricks. They listen to the wind in the chimney. It is a low, moaning sound, like a song from a long time ago. Their eyes grow heavy. Their heads begin to nod. The warmth is a blanket. The evening meal is finished. The dishes are washed in a small basin. The water is poured out into the gutter. It splashes on the cobbles and vanishes into the dark. The table is wiped clean. The chairs are pushed in. The room is tidied for the night. Every object has its place. The kettle is set on the hob. It hums a low, vibrating tune. The mystery of the flash houses is a whisper in the night, places where the shadows congregate, where the law does not like to walk. But we are far from there. We are in the quiet room. We are by the steady fire. We are safe in the routine of the ordinary. The city is a map of secrets, but the secrets are resting now. They are folded into the fog. The clothing is hung by the fire to dry. The heavy wool gives off a damp, earthy scent. The boots are placed neatly by the door. They are empty and tired. The people move toward their beds. The beds are stuffed with straw or feathers. The sheets are coarse and cool. They settle into the darkness. The weight of the day leaves their limbs. Outside, the mystery of the river thieves plays out in the dark. Men in small boats move silently under the wharves. They pull at the loose copper. They snatch at the drifting rope. They move without a sound. They are part of the water. They are part of the night. The river flows on, deep and black and uncaring. It carries the city to the sea. The clocks in the steeples strike the hour. The sound is deep and resonant. It travels through the thick air like a ripple in a pond. 1, 2, 3. The notes are slow. They are patient. They tell the city that time is passing. But time here feels very still. It feels like a heavy curtain that has been pulled shut. The mystery of the mudlarks is the mystery of the tide. Children who wait for the river to recede. They walk in the thick, black mud of the Thames. They look for coals. They look for iron. They look for the lost things of the day. They are the children of the river. They are the small hunters of the silt. They find beauty in the muck. They find life in the cold. The streets are now empty of people, but they are full of the fog. The fog curls around the lamp posts. It drifts through the open arches. It enters the cracks in the doors. It is everywhere. It is a soft, cold presence. It is the breath of the city. It is the silence made visible. The cobbles are hidden. The world is a dream of gray. In the houses, the breathing is steady. The breathing is slow. The people sleep the sleep of the exhausted. They do not dream of the future. They dream of the fire. They dream of the bread. They dream of the quiet streets. Their minds are as calm as the embers in the hearth. The city is a giant, sleeping beast, and they are safe in its heart. The mystery of the resurrection men is a ghost story that was true. Men who moved in the churchyards under the moon. They looked for the newly turned earth. They worked with muffled shovels. It sounds like a nightmare, but it was the business of the night. But the churchyards are still now, the iron gates are locked, the dead are left to the earth is heavy and cold. The night watchman walks his rounds, he carries a heavy lantern that swings by his side, the light moves in a steady arc. Left, right, left, right. He checks the locks, he checks the shadows, he is the lonely guardian of the peace, his footsteps are the only sound in the alleyway, he is the witness to the mystery of the night. The horses in their stables are resting, they stand with their heads low, their breath is a slow, rhythmic sigh, the smell of hay and leather is a comforting smell, it is the smell of the stable, it is the smell of the end of the work, the wagons are still, the wheels are silent. The city's transport is at an end. We think of the rat catchers and their dogs, a mystery of the cellars. They move in the dark places under the streets. They hunt the things that hide. It is a strange trade, a trade of the deep, but the rats are quiet now. The dogs are asleep in the straw. The hunt is over. The darkness is complete. The fire in the hearth finally goes out. The last spark vanishes into the black soot. The room grows cooler. The air is still and heavy. The darkness is a physical thing. It is a thick, velvet blanket. It covers the table. It covers the chairs. It covers the sleepers. It is a deep and perfect dark. The mystery of the ghost writers, of the penny dreadfuls, men who sat in cold rooms writing tales of horror for a farthing. They wrote until their fingers were numb. They wrote until the candles failed. Their stories are the legends of the city, but their own lives were quiet. Their own lives were a mystery of ink and hunger. The fog thickens even more as the night reaches its center. It is so thick that the light of the lamps cannot penetrate it. The world is a series of isolated glows. There is no distance. There is only the space around the light. There is only the silence of the mist. The city has disappeared. There is only the night. The mystery of the silent highway is the mystery of the river at night. The Thames is a road that never sleeps, but tonight, it is muffled by the fog. The water moves without a sound. It carries the secrets of the docks. It carries the memories of the day. It is a long, dark ribbon of time. We think of the children dreaming. They dream of the schoolroom. They dream of the pump. They dream of the heavy buckets. Their dreams are simple. Their dreams are slow. They are the future of the city. But tonight, they are just children in the dark. They are safe. They are warm. They are asleep. The clothing on the pegs is dry now. The smell of the fire has faded. The room is cold, but the bed is warm. The blankets are heavy. The straw is soft. The sleep is deep. The sleep is long. The city is a memory. The world is a dream. The mystery of the bone pickers is the mystery of the end. They find what is left behind. They see the value in the forgotten. They are the quietest of the ordinary. They move like shadows. They speak in whispers. They are the keepers of the scraps. The clocks strike again. The sound is further away now. It is a ghostly chime. It is the sound of the world moving on. But we are not moving. We are staying in the stillness. We are staying in the peace. We are staying in the year 1888. We are staying in the fog. The mystery of the sweated trades is the mystery of the needle. Women who sew until the dawn, stitch, stitch, stitch. The sound of the needle is a tiny heartbeat. It is the sound of survival. But the needles are still now. The cloth is folded. The work is done. The rest is here. The night is a long, slow river. It flows through the streets. It flows through the houses. It flows through the minds of the sleepers. It carries away the worries. It carries away the noise. It leaves only the silence. It leaves only the peace. The mystery of the talisman is the mystery of the debt. The man who comes for the penny, the man who keeps the book, but the book is closed now, the penny is spent, the debt is forgotten in the sleep, the night does not ask for anything, the night only gives. The cobblestones are cold, the bricks are damp, the fog is heavy, the lamps are dim, the city is still, the people are sleeping, the children are dreaming, the work is over, the day is gone. The mystery of the city is the mystery of the night. It is the mystery of how so many lives can be so quiet. It is the mystery of the ordinary. It is the mystery of the rest. The fog begins to drift toward the sea. It moves slowly. It leaves the city behind. It leaves the streets. It leaves the houses. It leaves the people. It is a slow and gentle departure. The light of the dawn is still far away. There is no rush for the morning. There is no hurry for the sun. The night is long. The night is kind. The night is still. The mystery of the match girls is a mystery of light. They make the sparks. They make the fire. They work in the fumes. They work in the dark. But the matches are in their boxes. The fire is in the hearth. The sparks are in the dreams. The breathing of the city is a low hum. It is the sound of a million hearts beating slowly. It is the sound of a million souls at rest. It is a beautiful and heavy sound. It is the song of 1888. The clothing is heavy. The blankets are thick. The bed is warm. The room is dark. The peace is deep. The sleep is here. The mystery of the London particular is the mystery of the fog itself, a fog so thick you could taste it, a fog that hid the world. It is the perfect cover for the sleep. It is the perfect blanket for the mind. The streets are waiting. The cobbles are waiting. The lamps are waiting. But they are waiting in silence. They are waiting in peace. They are waiting in the night. The mystery of the ordinary is the greatest mystery of all, how they lived, how they worked, how they survived, and how they slept. They slept with a quiet heart. They slept with a steady breath. The fire is ash. The candle is wax. The sun is a dream. The night is the truth. The silence is the song. The peace is the end. The City of London, the year 1888. The fog, the stones, the people, the sleep, it is all one thing now. It is all a part of the quiet, it is all a part of the peace. The mystery is solved in the rest, the mystery is answered in the sleep, the mystery is gone. The night goes on, the darkness remains, the sleep is deep, the peace is complete. Everything is still, everything is quiet, everything is at rest. London is sleeping. 1888 is sleeping, the world is sleeping. The fog is heavy, the night is long, the sleep is deep. The velvety nights of Haussmann's Paris. In the year 1888. As the heavy fog of London fades into the distance of your mind, we cross the channel to the city of Paris, the city of light, though tonight, the light is soft and filtered through a fine, blue mist. Hello guys, today we will know about the quiet avenues and hidden courtyards of this stone city. This narration is here to help you sink deeper into your pillows, to help you find a calm and rhythmic rest. There is a small mystery in the way the shadows stretch across the wide boulevards, a quiet suspense in the sound of a distant carriage, but it is a gentle mystery, a mystery of silk and limestone, and it is time for us to walk together through the stillness. The boulevards are broad and lined with tall, elegant trees. Their leaves rustle with a slow, shushing sound. The ground is paved with smooth stones and fine gravel that crunches softly underfoot. The gas lamps here are ornate and tall. They cast a warm, white light that reflects off the cream-colored stone of the buildings. The air smells of roasted chestnuts and damp earth. It is a refined scent, a scent that speaks of a city settling into a deep, luxurious slumber. The houses are tall and grand, with wrought iron balconies that look like black lace against the gray stone. Inside, the rooms have high ceilings and floors of polished oak. The wood parquetry creaks with a low, friendly sound, creak, snap, creak. The hearths are large and carved from marble. The logs burn with a steady, blue flame. The warmth is soft and carries the faint scent of beeswax and lavender. The ordinary people are finishing their late meals. It is a ritual of quiet flavors. There is a long loaf of crusty bread, broken slowly with the hands. There is a bowl of vegetable potage, thick with leeks and potatoes. There is a small carafe of watered wine. The glass clinks softly against the wooden table. Clink, clink. They eat with slow, deliberate movements, savoring the stillness of the room. The world outside is large, but here, the world is small and safe. The clothing of the Parisians is elegant even in its simplicity. The workmen wear blue cotton smocks, heavy and sturdy. The women wear long skirts of dark wool and white aprons that have been starched and pressed. The fabric is crisp to the touch. It makes a soft, rustling sound as they move. Swish, swish, swish. They hang their coats on brass hooks behind the door. The weight of the day is hung up with them. Work in the city is a symphony of trades. The bakers are already beginning their labor in the deep cellars. The smell of rising dough begins to drift up through the pavement cracks. They move the wooden peels in and out of the brick ovens. Slide, thud, slide, thud. It is a rhythmic work, a work that feeds the city while it sleeps. The flour dusts their arms like a fine, white snow. Children in Paris have their own quiet routines. They help their mothers polish the brass handles of the heavy carriage doors. They sweep the dust from the entryways. Flick, flick, flick. Some attend the schools run by the brothers, where they sit at long tables and practice their copperplate writing. The ink is dark and smells of iron. The scratching of the nibs is a hypnotic sound. Scratch, dip, scratch. They learn their verses in a soft, melodic chant. The transport of Paris is a dance of horses and light. The omnibuses move along the boulevards with a steady, rumbling vibration. The horses are large percherons. Their muscles move like waves under their dark coats. Their hooves make a hollow, rhythmic beat. Thud clop, thud clop. the drivers wear tall hats and sit very still. Watching the road through the blue mist, the city is a map of moving lights, and the horses are the steady heart. The markets of Les Halles are a mystery of the night. They call it the belly of Paris. Here, the ordinary people gather the food for the coming day. There are mountains of onions, crates of silver fish, and baskets of dark, heavy mushrooms. The voices are low and murmuring. 2 sous for the leeks. A franc for the butter. The sounds are muffled by the great iron roof. The light of the torches flickers against the wet stones. The mystery of the cataphiles is a whisper in the stone, the people who know the tunnels deep beneath the streets, the ancient quarries where the stone for the city was born. It sounds fake, it sounds like a dream, but the tunnels are there, silent and cool and dark. They mirror the streets above, a city of shadows beneath a city of light. But the tunnels are empty now, the stone is resting, the earth is still. The flower sellers are packing away their stalls, the scent of roses and lilies lingers in the damp air. They move the heavy wooden tubs with slow, scraping sounds. They sprinkle a last drop of water on the petals. The water beads like pearls in the lamplight. They wrap their hands in woolen gloves and head toward their small rooms in the attic, the chambers de bonne, where the windows look out over a sea of zinc roofs. The rooftops of Paris are a world of their own. They are steep and gray and silver. They are a forest of chimney pots that breathe thin trails of smoke into the night air. The cats move along the ridges with silent paws. They are the guardians of the heights. The moon sits low and yellow over the Eiffel Tower, which is new and iron and silent. It is a giant lattice of shadows, watching over the city. The mystery of the Apaches is a story of the outskirts, the shadows that move in the narrow lanes of Montmartre. But the lanes are quiet tonight, the windmills are still, their wooden sails are locked against the breeze, the painters have put away their brushes, the canvas is dry, the colors are sleeping, the hill is a place of peace. Evening brings the closing of the heavy oak gates, the portes cochères. They swing shut with a deep, echoing boom, boom. The city is being locked for the night. The concierge sits in her small lodge, watching the light of a single candle. She listens to the city breathe. She knows the sound of every footstep. She is the keeper of the building's soul. The meals are over. The crumbs are swept away. The beds are turned down. The sheets are linen and smell of the sun. The pillows are soft and deep. The people of Paris sink into the fabric. The weight of the limestone building seems to press down gently, holding them in place, holding them in the peace. The heart beats slow, the eyes close. The night is a long, velvet ribbon. The mystery of the Seine washers is a memory of the day, the women who beat the laundry against the stones of the river, slap, splash, slap, splash. But the river is quiet now, the barges are tied to the rings, the water flows under the Pont Neuf with a low, gurgling sound. A liquid lullaby, the river carries the reflections of the lamps away to the sea. The clocks of the city strike. Notre Dame. Saint Sulpice, the Sacré-Cœur, the bells have a silver tone, they ring out across the rooftops. 1, 2, 3, the vibration lingers in the cool air. It is a reminder that the night is deep, it is a reminder that the world is safe, the bells are the voice of the city, and the voice is a whisper. The mystery of the opera ghost is a tale for the theater, but the theater is dark, the velvet curtains are heavy and still, the chandeliers are dimmed, the golden statues are draped in shadows, there is no music now, only the music of the silence, only the rhythm of the rest, the dancers are sleeping, the instruments are in their cases. The streets are empty of people, but full of the blue mist, the mist curls around the iron railings. It softens the edges of the statues, it makes the city feel like a painting that hasn't quite dried, the stones are cool, the trees are still, the night is a perfect work of art, it is a mystery of beauty, it is a mystery of peace. The people in the attics dream of the morning, they dream of the smell of the coffee, they dream of the crunch of the baguette, but their dreams are slow and calm, they are part of the great, quiet heart of Paris. They are the ordinary people of 1888. And they are at rest. The mystery is the city itself, how it can be so bright and yet so still, how it can be so old and yet so new, the answer is in the sleep, the answer is in the night. The lamps flicker, the horses sigh, the river flows, the bells ring, the city sleeps, and you sleep with it. The history of Paris is a story of the night, and the night is yours. Sleep now, in the year 1888. Sleep, in the city of Paris. Sleep, in the silk and the stone, sleep. Everything is soft, everything is blue, everything is still, the boulevards, the attics, the river, the light, the shadow, the dream, the sleep. The frozen silence of St. Petersburg. In the deep, crystalline winter of 1888. We leave the blue mists of Paris and travel north, to the city of stone and ice. St. Petersburg. Hello guys, today we will know about the silent, snow-covered avenues of the Russian capital. A city built on water that has now turned to solid glass. This narration is crafted to help you find a deep, heavy stillness, to help you drift into a sleep as quiet as a fallen snowflake. There is a small mystery in the way the moonlight reflects off the frozen Neva, a quiet suspense in the shadow of a distant palace, but it is a cold, comforting mystery, and we shall walk together through the white silence of the night. The streets are wide and straight, paved with heavy granite that is now hidden beneath a thick, packed carpet of snow. The air is sharp and dry, it carries the scent of wood smoke and frozen pine. The gas lamps are encased in ice, their light is a soft, fractured glow that turns the snow into a field of diamonds. Every sound is muffled, every footstep on the snow is a soft, rhythmic crunch, 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 crunch. It is the only sound in a world that has been hushed by the winter. The houses of the ordinary people are made of heavy timber and thick brick. They have double windows to keep out the biting breath of the north. Inside, the center of the home is the pechka, the great brick stove. It is a mountain of warmth in the middle of the room. The logs of birch burn with a steady, low hiss, SSSSS. The warmth is deep and bone deep. It smells of dried herbs and rising rye bread. The people sleep on top of the stove, wrapped in heavy pelts of wolf or sheepskin, finding peace in the heart of the heat. The families are finishing their evening tea, It is a ritual of steam and glass. The samovar sits on the table, humming a low, vibrating song. The charcoal inside it glows like a tiny forge. They drink the dark tea from glass tumblers, holding them in their palms to warm their fingers. There is heavy black bread, dense and sour, and a small bowl of honey or salted cabbage. They speak in low, hushed tones, their voices drifting away like smoke. They are at home, they are safe from the frost. The clothing of the people is a fortress of wool and fur. They wear heavy kaftans and thick, felt boots called valenki. The wool is dense and warm, it smells of the hearth and the winter air. Their hats are made of dark fur, pulled low over their ears. The fabric is heavy and stiff. It protects them from the wind that blows off the Gulf of Finland. As they come inside, they shake the snow from their shoulders, a soft, white dust that vanishes on the floor. Work in the frozen city is a slow struggle against the cold. The ice cutters are out on the river. They use long, heavy saws to cut great blocks of crystal from the Neva. The sound of the saw is a rhythmic rasp, 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 rasp. They move the heavy blocks onto wooden sleds. The ice is clear and blue in the moonlight. It is a cold labor. A labor of the deep winter. They move with slow, steady strength, their breath a constant cloud of white steam. The children have spent their day helping to haul wood for the stoves. They pull small sleds through the drifts, the wooden runners making a high, singing sound on the ice. Some attend the parish schools, where they sit in circles and listen to stories of firebirds and iron woods. They practice their Cyrillic letters with charcoal on scrap paper. The marks are dark and bold. They recite their prayers in a low, rhythmic chant, their voices like the humming of the wind. The transport of St. Petersburg is a world of sleds and bells. There are no wheels in the winter, only the smooth slide of runners on the snow. The troikas move through the darkness, pulled by 3 powerful horses. Their manes are frosted with ice. Their breath is a gale of steam. The bells on their harnesses ring with a thin, silver tone, ting. Ting, ting. It is a lonely, beautiful sound. It tells the city that someone is moving through the night. But soon, even the bells are silent. The markets are quiet. The stalls are covered in heavy canvas to protect the goods from the frost. The merchants sit by small braziers of coal, their hands held over the embers. The smell of frozen fish and dried mushrooms hangs in the air. The coins are cold and slip through the fingers. A kopeck for the oats. 2 for the oil. The deals are made quickly, and the people hurry back to the warmth of their hearths. The mystery of the Ice Palace is a ghost of the past, a palace built entirely of frozen water, with furniture of ice and a fire of naphtha. It sounds fake, it sounds like a fairy tale, but the city remembers its cold beauty, the way it glowed from within like a giant lantern. But tonight, there is no palace, only the vast, flat expanse of the river. A highway of ice that leads to the edge of the world. The ice is thick, the ice is strong, the ice is silent. The evening brings the closing of the heavy iron gates of the courtyards. The clank of the chain is sharp in the cold air. The city is turning inward. The night watchman walks his rounds. He carries a wooden rattle to let the people know he is there. The sound is a dry, rhythmic clack, clack, clack. He is a shadow against the white snow. He watches the palaces of the Tsars, their windows dark and grand, their secrets locked behind walls of marble and gold. The Neva is a sleeping giant, the water beneath the ice is slow and heavy, the ships are frozen in place, their ropes stiff and white with hoarfrost, the wind whistles through the riggings, a high, thin note that sounds like a flute, the bridges are empty, the statues are covered in white blankets of snow, the city is a sculpture of ice. A city of perfect, frozen stillness. The mystery of the white nights is a memory of the summer, but tonight is a black night, a night of deep, endless dark. The sky is a velvet canopy of stars. They look closer here, more brilliant and cold. They watch over the sleepers. They watch over the stove dwellers. They watch over the frozen stone. The night is a long, slow breath, and the city is at peace. The meals are finished, the samovars are cold. The people are tucked into their pelts on the stoves, the heat of the brick seeps into their backs. It is a deep, primal warmth. They listen to the crack of the ice on the river, a sound like a distant gunshot. It is the river settling. It is the earth moving in its sleep. They are not afraid. It is the sound of the winter. It is the sound of the rest. The mystery is the silence. The mystery is how a city so grand can be so quiet. How the snow can swallow the noise of a million lives. The answer is in the frost. The answer is in the dark. The city of St. Petersburg, the year 1888. The ice, the stove, the dream. Everything is white, everything is still, everything is cold. The avenues, the stoves, the river, the bells, the light, the shadow, the dream, the sleep. Sleep now, in the year 1888. Sleep, in the city of St. Petersburg. Sleep, in the fur and the frost. Sleep. The lamps are dim, the fire is low, the ice is thick, the night is long, and you are safe, you are warm, you are at rest.